Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial with Cheyenne Spirit Creations. So in this video I'm going to be showing everybody how I do these tiny little flowers in my beadwork. So I have had a lot of requests to do this video, so here it is. So these tiny little flowers is what we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to thread my needle. The type of needle that I'm using is a John James size 10 beading needle, and it's the short beading needle. And I'm using size B bonded nymo thread. So I'm just going to thread my needle here. And tie a little knot at the end. Off the excess thread. Okay, so to do these tiny little flowers, what you're gonna do is you're gonna have one bead that's gonna be the color of the center. So I'm doing these Hey Victor earrings. So the center of the tiny little flower is gonna be silver, and then I'm doing black, gray, and some silver lined black. So the first step of doing the tiny little flowers is tacking down the middle bead. So my middle bead is going to be silver. So I have my one tiny little silver bead. So the next step in creating the tiny little flower is to come up. So you're coming up right beside your silver bead that you just laid down. And I'm using size 11 toe hose. It might be a different number for different amounts of beads, but the amount of beads that I'm going to be laying down to create this tiny little flower is 6. So after I scooped up my 6 beads, I'm going to put my needle back down in the exact same place where my needle came up, and that creates this tiny little loop here. And then with your fingers, you wrap the tiny little loop of beads around that center bead. You can tighten it just to make it easier, and yeah, you're gonna need to tighten it anyways. And then you just tack it down every 1 or 2 beads. So I'm gonna do it every 2 beads. So the center is here, so I know that the center's right here, so I'm tacking it 2 beads and then 2 beads down again. And there you have it. Super simple to create these tiny little flowers in your beadwork. So I'll do a couple more flowers here for you guys. So again, I'm using my center bead, which is the silver. The next tiny little flower I'm gonna do is the silver lined. It's like a black silver lined. So again, I'm adding 6 beads, and then I put my needle back down the same place that it came back up, so I create this little loop. And then I use my fingers to position it how I want around that center bead, and then I tack it down every 2 beads. I'll do one more. So you get your center bead down, you come up, grab onto 6 beads. I've got my 6, and then you go back down in the exact same place that your needle came up. And then you're tacking it down every 2 beads. And then I've got 3 tiny little flowers, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And what I recommend is watching the process all the way through so you have it ingrained in your mind before you start your work. So I've laid down my center bead, and then I'm going to grab my 6. I got my 6 beads here, and then in the exact same place that I came up, right beside that bead, I'm going to go back down so that I create this tiny little loop here. So, and then you use your fingers to adjust the loop around the center bead to create that little flower look. And then after that, tacking it down every 2 beads. I'll lay my center bead, and then I come back up right beside the center, and I add my 6 beads. I created my little loop, and then I use my fingers to wrap it around that center bead how I want it to, so that it looks like a little flower. And these little flowers are nice to put in your beadwork if you're doing flat stitch, and then you can also put it on, you know, other items. Like I put them on my hats as well, and a lot of people like that. So in this situation, I've come to like, there is less room. So in this situation, I'm probably just going to come up, bring my needle up from here. I'm going to add maybe just 5 beads. And instead of coming all the way around, I'm going to go just right to the end where I think it's going to end off. So just right here. Because it's a little bit squished. And you don't want to have too many beads because then it will be sticking out. And there we go. So that is how I do the tiny little flowers. I have lots more videos to come. If you enjoy my tutorials, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'll have a lot more content to come. So here is our tiny little flowers. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.